Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the YouTube account and I'm super excited for today's video because we have a sneak preview, and when it comes to the next Awakened hero, it has been confirmed through data mining. The next one is going to be the Awakened version of Estrilda. Now right here we do have the skin on her, so very unique looking on how she really performs. If you're an older player within AFK Arena, she is absolutely pivotal. She does a pushback, and her big abilities in here, honestly, are the Inspire ability, increasing the attack rating, recovering energy. This was huge. This is why Estrilda was used for a ton of time. Not only the damage that she put out, but now we are going to see the Awakened version of this hero. Now, for the Light Bearers, we have already seen the Awakened version of Thane, the Awakened version of Belinda, and the Awakened version of Lucius. So this is going to be the fourth generation or the fourth iteration of an Awakened hero that we've seen, which is kind of interesting because we've seen this kind of time and time again. They release a Light Bearer hero like we just were released last patch when we got Alvida, followed by an Awakened version of a hero, which we're going to look at in just a minute. Then I want to go by exactly how you can build this hero and also what she is going to require to build out. So let's look at some of these. This is the first one. I want to hop over to full screen and show you kind of what we're looking at right here. So right here is the original version of Estrilda. Now, one thing you'll notice with this is, that's right down here, pooping, perfect time for this. And again, I don't know where the advertising is coming. Even when we look at Alvida, she was a hero that we seen that was kind of data mined with the ads. So they are releasing heroes within advertisements prior to us having the ability, or prior to us seeing them actually within the game or seeing anything on the test server. And you'll notice on this side that she is riding this absolutely pivotal looking horse. She does have the crown on there. So very similar to what we see with the skin overall for this hero. And let's break it down just a little bit further when it comes to the pictures. So right here, this is the actual picture. So you'll notice that she no longer has this lance. Right here, it does look almost like a staff, which makes me kind of wonder if they're going to keep her in really the warrior specification. Are they going to make her more of like a mage or a support hero within here? Also does have this giant dragon head right here, a cape, and then the horse in here is absolutely awesome. Looks like a nightmare. It is fully armored, kind of ready for battle. Very, very cool to see this hero. And then the last picture, again, kind of breaking it apart, is the Crimson Soul Reaver. So you'll notice right here, when we start looking at this in comparison to the actual in-game avatar, she looks crazy. She almost looks like a Hippo hero, looking at the coloring, looking at the design. And again, this is the staff that she has right here, I believe is the back of the horse, but very, very cool looking indeed. And honestly, you know, as much as I would love to see the Awakened version of Rowan, and it's weird, this is called the Best Toilet Game. It's kind of a very, very odd translation. But overall, even though I would love to see the Awakened version of, and really building out the Awakened version of Rowan, I am not mad about seeing this Awakened version of Estrilda. When it comes to this hero, very pivotal when it comes to really building her. Now let's talk about the build. Now, how do we build out the Awakened heroes? And honestly, I would probably pause. Usually when there's a release with the new Awakened hero, we pause building the heroes as we sit right now to see exactly where we're going to see the utility. Thinking of the last two that we have seen in 2025, which of course the Celestial was Zora that we've seen. A lot of utility in that SS tier, followed by Envy. Envy, of course, being in that top SSS tier, requiring a really big build out. But when it comes to a hero that is absolutely broken in formation, this is almost the Awakened version of Lucretia in kind of fundamentally how the hero works itself. But we have seen a crazy amount of utility out of this hero, which I feel like with the Awakened version of Estrilda, that we are going to see the same. We're going to see a lot of utility in the hero itself, based on what we have seen before from the heroes released in 2025. So let's talk a minute about the time emblems. So within the Temple of Time, you are going to use time emblems. This is how you're going to summon when the Awakened version of Estrilda comes up. Now, big thing to note is the majority of time when you do summon the Awakened hero, it is going to run you roughly 400 to 600 time emblems. Now, I think back when I did the Awakened version of Thane, which we know was one of the originals, it costed me around 700 time emblems. But since that time, they have went to the actual, the higher rate, the 2.5, instead of that 2% rate, which made a really big difference on the amount of time emblems you're going to be using. Now, also remember, with the release of a new Awakened hero, you're going to get 50 emblems for the Awakened. You're going to get the Voyage of Wonder, which is going to be another 10 that we get out of there. You'll probably get the Stained Glass Window, which is going to be 10 or 12. Then you'll also get usually about 10 or 12 more. So overall, when you think about it, we get about 80 to 90 time emblems when a new hero comes out, when a new hero is released. In addition, I want to cover some of the places to get the time emblems. If you're not quite there with time emblems, there are a couple places where you can get these very, very easy. Easiest one, of course, Voyage of Wonder within the Legendary Epic. Now, this does require you to own the Awakened hero. So looking at all of these, and I don't believe I finished, I finished this one out finally, but I think I still have the Road to Freedom. This yields you 10 time emblems. So looking in here, as you continue, as you start doing summonings, as you do get random copies, and one single copy will unlock this, all of these are yielding 10 time emblems in its entirety, which is very pivotal to have. Now, of course, the biggest place, the King's Tower. When it comes to the King's Tower, this is going to provide you with a crazy amount of time emblems, because when you do the campaign formations, reach 1340 gives me time emblems. Brutal Citadel is in there. Also looking at the Forsaken Necropolis, the Tower of Light, and then we do have the Celestial and the Hippo, which are all going to give you time emblems in the entirety. Now, in addition, you can buy time emblems. Now, I want to look at this within the store, because every single day you have the ability right here, guys, is a time emblem out of here. Making sure you buy this if you ever want the ability, if you ever want the feasibility of actually building out an Awakened hero. This is the place. You're getting one of these every single day, so you're getting 30 a month. When we talk about 400 to 600 to actually build them, it is imperative that you're getting the time emblems out of here every single day, and I do buy them out of here every single day. Now, the Dream Store, this yields you right here is another 10 time emblems you can get. The Guild Store, we do have another 10 time emblems right here. So as you can see, we are starting to get a lot of other time emblems. The Barracks Store, everything else, unfortunately, does not offer them, but you are, and they continue to add a multitude of ways to actually build up and get the heroes within the Temple of Time. So once she shows up in here, and good job, big shout out to Azat right there, got 30,000 diamonds, love that. But a lot of players do not know, once you get a Awakened hero up to Ascended, then you can get them in the Stargazer. So you'll notice right here, we have the Awakened version of Iran. We can do summons in here, we can build them out. Now, when they get to the Ascended, so once you have an Awakened hero that goes to Ascended, you can go to the Stargazer, and you'll notice right here is the Awakened version of Iran. Once you get the hero to Ascended, to add stars on it, whether you're doing 1 through 5 stars, this is the place you want to build them. You want to use your Stargazer scrolls. You want to use your diamonds to build them out of here, saving the time emblems within the Temple of Time. You don't want to go ahead and use them all out of here. You're going to burn through them. You want to save them going towards the next Awakened hero that you're getting by utilizing the Stargazer. Now, in addition, when we start thinking about the other resources that are required, including the red chest, so roughly to go from a plus 20 signature item to a plus 30 signature item, it is going to run you 300 red chests. So again, start saving for this, because when it comes to the Awakened heroes, plus 30 signature item, 9 of 9 furniture, the 60 engraving are mandatory to unlock all of their skills and abilities. If you're missing any of those 3 components, you're not going to have the ability to build them up to where they need to be, and you're not going to unlock all of the skills and abilities. And when I start thinking about the Awakened heroes, and we'll use Aziz kind of as an example, right here you'll see a majority of the skills and abilities are locked. So if you're looking at these Awakened heroes, if you're looking at not building out the Awakened hero or not really putting the investment into them, I do not recommend it at all, because when you think about this kind of mathematically, each one of these abilities are roughly 25% of the actual hero. If you don't have the hero built, you are missing a big chunk of the skills and really the utility that they offer within these heroes. And it seems like at this point, they have kind of streamlined the Awakened heroes to be super effective in a lot of different game modes, including that Awakened version of Estrilda that we're going to be seeing pretty soon. So, all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Awakened version of Estrilda. Me personally, super stoked to see. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.